Hey everyone, Chef Peden here from Central Arizona College again. Today we're going to do a little bit something different. We're going to actually do some baking and pastry. Today's video, we're going to be learning how to make croissants. Now a croissant is a French buttery flaky pastry of actual Austrian origin, not French origin. It is named croissant for its historical crescent shape. Now croissants are made of layered yeast leavened dough, known in France as Croissants de Bollinger. This yeasted dough is layered with butter and given a succession of different folds that creates a distinctive profile of the classic croissant. Light and airy, shatteringly crispy, with a deep caramelized buttery flavor. Now croissants are a labor of love. They're not the easiest thing to make, but absolutely worth the time when you taste your finished product. Today, we're going to show you how to make the original croissant and mess around with one more version of the croissant that you can try at home. I hope that you really like to enjoy this, and I hope to see you try to make these at home. So the first thing you need to make sure is you have a thermometer, and it needs to be calibrated. Okay, if you don't know how to calibrate it, go ahead and look it up online on how to calibrate your thermometer. But the first thing we're going to do is I have 1 cup of water and half a cup of milk here that I've actually heated up to about 100 degrees. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this to bloom our yeast with. You want to make sure it's anywhere between the temperature of about 100 to 110. You don't want it to be too hot and you don't want it to be too cold, otherwise it won't work. With this here, I'm going to test it, and I'm right at 100 degrees with my thermometer right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my yeast to this, and I've also added just a small amount of sugar in there because sugar is what gives the yeast the food that it needs to activate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stir this yeast into this mixture, and we're going to let it bloom. All right, so now after my yeast is bloomed, I'm going to actually pour it into the stand mixer. And after that, you're also going to use your dough hook attachment if you don't already know. You should know. But to my mixer, I'm going to add 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, some of you might be wanting to know, can I use bread flour? Although bread flour is great for heavy, heartier breads, it contains a higher protein content, which creates more gluten. So therefore, in these nice, delicate, light, and airy croissants, we don't want to add that extra gluten. To this mixture, I'm going to add 5 tablespoons of white sugar. And what happens is the sugar is actually, like I said earlier in the video, it's what the yeast feeds on to keep the dough rising. I'm going to now start the mixer on low speed and just start incorporating some of this to the liquid. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add 2 tablespoons, a tablespoon and 1/4 of salt. You do not want to add this early because salt will kill the action of the yeast. After it's been going, it's okay to add. Last but not least, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter. Now I'm going to give a quick scrape down the side just to make sure everything gets incorporated. Perfect. Now we're just going to let this mix a little bit and knead until we produce the small amount of gluten that we're looking for. The gluten is going to hold the air into the dough as the yeast works, and that's what makes it rise. You will know when this dough is ready when it starts pulling from the sides of the bowls like it is now. Okay, and our dough is now done. Now, this yeast dough stage is also known, as its proper term, is called de trempe. We're going to pull our dough out of the bowl here. And before we do that, you want to take a little bit of flour on your parchment paper and just lightly sprinkle it on, and then place your dough on your floured parchment. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slowly push it down. Right now, I find it easier to try to go ahead and start getting your dough put into your square form that you're looking for at this stage while it's nice and soft. I'm also going to take just a little bit of flour and kind of put on top. And as that's done, I have a tea towel, which I'm going to place on top. And then I found that this actually helps. I take a piece of plastic wrap and I put just on top of the tea towel right over the dough, and that helps that crust that you do not want to form on top. It helps keep that nice and moist. Now leave this out in room temperature for about an hour to an hour and a half. And remember, the longer the yeast ferments, the better tasty your croissants will be. When done after the hour to hour and a half, you want to chill your dough slightly in the refrigerator. Now we are going to move on into what they call the barrage, or the butter layer. We're going to take a cup and a quarter of room temperature butter and place it on top of plastic wrap lined square pan. I find this easier just to get my shape of the square for my barrage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the plastic wrap on the top of the butter and squish it down into all four corners. Make sure you fold it very loosely because you want to be able to have the butter to be able to move. So I'm just going to keep taking my hands. And it doesn't have to be a perfect square. I just find this to keep it more uniformed, and it spreads through my dough much more consistent and nicer. I will now place this butter back in the refrigerator, and I'm going to chill it slightly. You need to use chilled butter here because this is what is going to actually produce those flaky crusts that you're looking for in your croissant. So now that our dough has rested, we're going to pull it out. And again, lightly flour your work surface. And I'm going to just lift it right off the parchment paper. Right on top of my table. And we're just going to slowly peel the parchment paper off. And I'm going to just kind of quickly fold this up just to knead it down just a little bit and push it down. Then I'm going to come in again and I'm going to try to form it into a square. And we're going to roll this out. So before I did this, you might want to pull your butter just slightly before the dough so they're about the same consistency. You're going to roll your dough into the square shape. And then what we're going to do after I get done rolling is we are going to place our square pat of butter right into the middle of the dough, and I will show you how we do that. I'm going to remove my butter. We're going to open up the plastic wrap. And we're going to place this pat of butter, also known as the barrage, right in the center of your dough. When that's done, all you need to do is take your dough and fold it up like a nice little package over the butter. Now that that's done, I'm going to roll this dough into a long triangle. And what's going to happen is it's going to break the butter up into the dough. And that butter is what, again, gives the croissants their nice flakes inside your dough. You might lose a little butter out of the end. That's fine. What I do is I will try to tuck it in, just like so. Might take a couple times just to help get that butter distributed in there. This is when it becomes a lot more difficult because you lose your butter. You also want to make sure that you have your house somewhat nice and cool in order to get it to properly stay. Now this dough could have been chilled a little bit more, but we'll make it work. Now you see the dough flaking off. That's because of the moisture of the butter. So what I would do is I would continue to roll this out. I might put it back in the refrigerator and chill a little bit more, but this is where you're going to actually do your first trifold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you our trifold, but then I'm going to actually put this back in the refrigerator and let the butter cool a little bit more along with the dough. Trifold is you're going to take it and you're going to fold it over one side. You're going to fold it over the other side and make a nice little package, just like so. You're going to place this back on your parchment lined sheet paper, cover it with your towel, put your plastic wrap back on it, and put it in the refrigerator. Now this dough we just pulled out of the refrigerator here, and it is rested the first time for 8 hours. What you're going to do is you're going to actually take it off your sheet tray. And you're going to put it on a nice, lightly floured surface. And you're going to roll it out again into a rectangle. At this point in time, you must work with the dough chilled from this point on. By doing this, you are breaking down the carbon dioxide that the yeast has produced and making the yeast produce more. This is where we're going to build our flavor. We're going to roll it out. Now at this time, you might find it a little bit harder to roll because again, we are using it when it is chilled and the barrage is already in there. So it makes it a little bit harder to work with. You want to make sure you get a nice rectangular roll on your dough so you have room to do the trifold. Now here we're going to trifold, fold half of it into the center and fold the other half over. When done, place back on your parchment lined sheet tray, cover with your towel and your plastic wrap, and place in the refrigerator again for another 8 hours. All right, now that our dough has rested for another 8 hours, I pulled it out of the refrigerator and I have rolled it out into a nice flat sheet. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start taking my knife and I want to just cut the edges and straighten it up a little bit. You need to work quickly because as you can see, some of the butter is already starting to melt. So first cut I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right down the center horizontally and then separate. Now, this is where you just come in with your knife and start cutting your triangles. We all know this classic croissant shape. Get rid of these ends here. Now don't throw them away, roll them up, make little croissants, little snackages if you'd like. So what I'm going to do, I found this easiest, is if you actually slice right down the middle of your croissants, it actually helps when you go to roll your croissants. Now that I have these separated, when you go to roll a croissant, you start at the back end, and I start my roll. And as I'm rolling, I'm going to just also slightly stretch the end of this and roll my croissant. I'm going to twist it and pinch down at the end. Place it on your sheet tray. And when you're done with these, you will put these in the oven for 350 degrees until nice and golden brown. Another way you can do a croissant is I like to just take my croissants when I'm at home, stretch this out a little bit, roll up, and just keep them straight. So I'm going to finish this up. And as soon as I get done, I'll be back and I'm going to show you another different version. All right, now let's work with some different croissants here. Let's have some fun. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a version of some chocolate croissants. These are great with coffee in the morning, but a regular croissant is just as well. First, you want to start off with some good quality baker's chocolate to add to your croissants. And what I do is I just come in at the end. And again, you can do this in many different ways. This is just a way that I found easiest. I'm also almost going to make it like a pumpkin roll, and then I'm just going to make some cuts. So I got my chocolate in here, and I'm now going to come in, and I'm going to start rolling this. Now you will find these in your French bakeries, but these are not usually rolled in your classic croissant shape. These are rolled straight. So I'm just going to take my hands and continue to roll. And when I am done, tuck the ends in just a little bit. I will come in and I will cut these evenly. Place them on your sheet tray. Again, in an oven, 350 degrees until golden brown and delicious. GBD is what we call it in the kitchen. All right, guys, now that we've pulled our croissants out of the oven, this is our finished product here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and please keep tuning in. Hit that subscription, that like button, and that bell to get future alerts on future videos, and we'll see you on the next one.